beginning if you want.
You can.
We can just leave that shit in there. Maybe whatever.
All right, we should be live. Sean,
we're live right now?
Well, first, let's say hello, and then you can go test the sound. Because I'm assuming the sound works.
Yo, what'd he do?
What's up, everybody?
It's your boy, King Kudjo.
Yeah, and Cough Drippy. And
here we have our very special guest right here.
Yes, sir.
Number one guy.
Do you want to say it?
Sweatshirt Fletcher. You already know who he is. Harry from Universi-Tea.
That's what I'm saying.
Also a lot of music stuff too. So a lot of cool creative stuff in there.
This is a Starbound X Universi-Tea episode.
Oh yeah, bro. This is like I hope that they understand that we're trying to give them something special. So having a special guest here, this is like next level stuff.
How's it feel?
Feels good.
Yeah.
I'm honored to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining
here. Yeah, it's cool to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll probably start with sort of reflecting on the week prior, right, or some shit like that.
Yeah, let's just talk about our week really quickly.
Do you want to test the sound? Really
I'm already trying to look at it.
All right, bet. Or you want to go in the other gadget?
Give me a second.
You want to steal Sean's spot for a second?
I'll just stay here.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just saying for symmetry purposes, but I get it. Exactly. So how have you enjoyed your LA time so far?
It's been fun. Yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah. You might want to...
Is it still going to hear us if we're talking to the side?
To the sides? Well, sometimes it's a little bit better if you lean up close to the mic. But I like having a balance of trying to... I don't know. I like leaning back, but if you lean back, you kind of have to talk louder, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's up a little bit. Should we turn the volume up?
I think it should be up.
Like the gain all the way up?
Not all the way up. Let's not go crazy with it now. But
here, I'll let you do it since you're the one that. Yeah.
Just right.
Wait, no. That's a
good idea. That's a good idea. That should be good.
All right, I'll be right back. All right. Thank you, Sean. The audio tester. See, I feel like stuff like this is actually helpful to watch on the podcast sometimes because live troubleshooting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, helpful for people watching, you're saying?
Or the people that want to do a podcast or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we did hella stuff this week. What was your favorite so far?
Favorite so far?
Yeah.
I think yesterday I liked a lot. It was cool.
What was that?
Going to the last bookstore.
Yeah. It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Okay, sweet. Sounds like a plan. Awesome.
Let me slide in here. Where are we? I'm sorry.
Harry was talking about what we did yesterday.
Oh yeah, what's up? Yeah. Oh, by the way, my boy Harry here is visiting. In case nobody knew, so
Yeah, visiting. Yeah,
just visiting for the time being. But yeah, please tell us. So, what's some of the stuff you've been up to?
Yeah. So yesterday we went to the last bookstore.
Yes, sir.
And then we kind of walked around downtown LA. Which is kind of really cool. Yeah. I like downtown LA.
Downtown's sick, right?
Why do you like downtown LA? Because a lot of people, I feel like, it's gross. You know what I mean? It's grimy and it's all it's city. You know what I mean?
I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people talk about how much they love Burbank and but I hear a lot of people say that they hate Burbank too.
I actually don't hear anyone say that they like anything.
That's what I'm saying. But
except for West Hollywood.
But I meet a lot of people that live in Burbank and they hate Burbank, and then they're like, "Oh, but don't go downtown." But it's downtown's the coolest one in my opinion.
Out of all the places that we go to, I kind of like Glendale.
Glendale's cool.
We haven't
been to Glendale yet.
Yeah.
We'll make a stop there. Yeah, there's the Americana over there. There's a lot of cool places. The mall is really cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else at Glendale besides the malls? Or is that about?
That's the centerpiece right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the only mall in all of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's the thing. Glendale's kind of the Galleria.
It's not the only mall. There's other malls, but
there's two things.
Yeah, those are two really key things. They have a crazy top-notch mall over there, and then right next to it, the Americana is this nice little hub for. Just walking around, getting food or clothes or yada yada da. The Amazon store is over there.
Oh yeah.
But we went to we've gotten tacos a few times this week because Harry's in town, so we're all right.
And this is the place for that stuff. So you came to the right place.
Yeah, and we've tried 3 different types of tacos at this point, or is it 2 places? No, 3 places.
4 places.
4 places?
I think so.
When was the 4th one?
The first day, didn't we go somewhere?
The first day we went to this place that's like close to us. So we're
No, that
like
was the second day.
wait.
And not that it matters.
What did we
that
have
much,
the first
but
day?
We had tacos somewhere. I can't remember where though.
Did we get them and bring them here?
Wait, you're not talking about the place we walked to, are you?
No.
There's another place. Wow, 4 tacos.
More,
I think
more
so,
tacos?
That's a lot of tacos.
Well, let's name all
Yeah.
the places. So we went to the place that we walked to down there,
Yeah.
and that was the best one so far.
We still do not know the name of that place.
Still
but
don't know the name.
It is great
It was the
tacos.
best
We
one,
highly
yeah.
recommend it.
Yes, and then we went to this one in Burbank, right?
Right.
Yeah, that one we went there after we went to the Wisdom Tree hike, which is like
Yeah.
where you can see all of LA from.
Yeah.
What do you think of that view?
It was cool.
It was cool, right?
It shows how big LA is and how it kind of like surrounds a mountain.
I know.
It's like it's like Lord of the Rings or something.
It feels like Middle Earth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows how big it is. But yeah, we went to the hike. We went to get the tacos after, and we got some more yesterday
Yes.
in downtown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I got the like taco platter and
Yeah.
and you got like you tried a few different ones too.
Yeah.
Taco platter.
You
Mm.
yeah, they
Taco?
had like a sampler.
You mean like Grand Central Market?
No,
No.
it was
It was.
we came up with a definition for it. It was
We
called
were trying to.
El
yeah.
Pastor?
we're trying to.
No.
No,
the
but
place.
We did
was
have
like a-
really good El Pastor tacos at
The one we walked to.
the one we walked to.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta find the name of that place.
Is it not called Al Pastor? I remember, but one of you were telling me you went to a place called Al Pastor.
It has Al Pastor in the name somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, the one that
Yeah.
you walked to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
was-
there you go, Al
Yeah,
Pastor.
I haven't tried those
Yeah.
ones before, but they were like from that place, like the Al Pastor. I just had chicken, but they were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go check it out then when I get the opportunity.
Yeah, but you would, but yeah, I can't remember if we went to a fourth place or not. But I think the best one is still either way.
It was that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean by that one?
The Al Pastor.
Al Pastor.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was the best one easily.
yeah.
Mm.
And the hike, and then we went to the beaches and the piers and all that stuff. Yeah. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite like location so far? Because we've been to so many.
Location
Yeah.
so far, probably downtown. I think was my
What?
favorite. Yeah.
Really?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
It was
Ah.
cool. I liked it. It was like
Yeah.
the
You hear
buildings
that,
were cool.
folks? All those
Yeah.
people in Burbank, they're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, downtown."
It definitely is like. It is grimier,
That's
That
what
is
it
true.
is.
but the buildings are really cool.
Mm.
It's like a real city. You know
The
what I mean?
architecture is
Yeah.
sick. It's
Yeah,
got
it's
like
cool.
it's got like we were talking about it. Like it's got like the sort of like Gothic buildings of like the 1850s and
Yeah.
like the
It's cool.
but then it's also got the modern art and stuff. And
Yeah.
the subway systems, much like Seattle, I feel like have they have art too. Like, there's
Yeah, I
some
don't know
murals and
who was
stuff.
the person that came up with it on like, you know what? We could just have a basic ass subway system,
Yeah.
or we could put a little sauce in it and like, give it art or a
Right.
style or a culture or something. Give it like an identity, basically.
I love
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I love that cities put money into the murals and like the art and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's like how you gotta do it, right? It's like a good way to fund the arts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I guess there's so many artists that like work on each different subway and try to give it its own style.
Yeah.
And like they got paid for that, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're contractors, I guess.
They're
Architects.
what's it called? I feel like I had to learn about this in a lot of my art like
Engineers?
history classes. No, they're patrons.
What?
Like the people that pay
What?
the people that hire the artists to do like to do a mural are like patrons.
Yeah.
They're like these like usually like
Because they
very-
patronize the artists.
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, they're usually these really like rich people that pay for. Usually, it would be like Bruce Wayne, like somebody who has a lot of old money in the city, and they pay artists to add something beautiful to the city vibe, kind of, or something like that.
Wow.
Like, and that's why there are so many like religious paintings
Mm.
in like all like the years, because like if you take any art history class, you just study architecture and religious paintings.
Pretty much. Yep.
Because like that's what was in demand.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think all of them were
Religion do be asking for a lot of
Right.
different
I don't-
images.
I don't think they were all. I mean, maybe they were all really religious too, but I feel like churches were just like, "Yo, we need a painting of blank."
Oh,
Yeah.
like they were the patrons that were asking for all these.
Yeah,
art pieces.
churches were the
That's-
patrons.
I see.
Yeah, so churches or like old money.
Now just regular old white people, you know what I
Right.
mean?
And it depends on the
Shit
city on
funded.
who's like funding the art and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It changed. Like Seattle, it's so interesting.
Seattle looks beautiful. Seattle looks really planned out. At some point,
Yeah.
we'll all do like a trip together or something because we got to go back.
Yeah.
Like it's
Seattle's
just very just stylized. You
Have
know
you
what I
been
mean?
to
Like the whole
Seattle?
city.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've been there. Okay, so you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That place looks like Gotham. It's like the
Cool.
dark deco type of look.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So on to some Universi-Tea stuff. Did you what do you think of the USC campus just as we walked through it?
It was cool. I mean, we walked through it. I wasn't paying that much attention to it,
Mm.
but it was cool.
I'm gonna say you must be
Yeah.
tired of seeing colleges, right? It's like, oh my god, another college. Right?
No, it's still interesting to see them.
I see.
Yeah, because I think UMBC is so different than most schools.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of schools, there's like stuff surrounding them.
like a city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
UMBC is kind of just like disconnected from everything around it. So it's not in the middle of nowhere.
It's right next to Baltimore, but
because it's next to a lot of places,
oh,
but it's not connected to them in any way.
oh, but
It's
it's
very
near them.
isolated by roads. Yeah,
I see.
just by the way the roads are set up and everything, and how it was built. They I guess there was empty land they just built it on.
it's like
I'm guessing they wanted to like kind of entrap their students there.
yes.
I don't know why.
It
It's
feels
to
like
keep
that.
students like, all right,
Yeah.
this is your location. You can leave and like come whenever you want, but it's like if you're here, you're probably a student.
Yeah,
out of the way
for
of
sure.
like city. Yeah, because here USC is in the middle of like
Yeah.
all like the whole
Of
city.
downtown. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not quite in the middle.
It's
of
not in the
downtown,
center of downtown, but it's
yeah.
in the center of a lot of city.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of people that have nothing to do with USC, just walking through campus, going to like USC facilities for things, getting
Right.
their health care
Yeah.
treated, going to the village for grocery shopping. Like there's
Yeah.
non-students there.
It's interesting because like the village is like where the restaurants are and stuff.
Village, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like the student hub. I think, and then before it was the USC village, it was like a regular, like just shopping area for
Yeah.
the local people. And I
Oh,
think at
really?
some point, yeah, I heard this story from like another USC student.
Mm.
And this is recent, like the last 10 years or something. It was just
Yeah.
a regular shopping area for people. USC bought the land, turned it into like a student hub to put more housing in it, along with other more USC centric shops.
Mm.
And now it's a student hub, which
Wow.
still has a lot of people coming in and out. But yeah,
Because like after
crazy.
10 p.m. they lock the gates, and then you need to be a USC student in order to get in.
yep,
So it's like
Yeah.
it's not just like like Sean and I do a lot of regular grocery shopping there, but it's like a USC student place after 10 p.m. Like,
no, they
only-
designed it after they bought it for students, and
Mm.
even though they allow other people to come in and use it, because it is like one of the few grocery shops in the area.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
all kinds of people come over there to go to Target or go to Trader Joe's. But yeah, no, it's like designed. It's
Yeah.
designed for students.
Whereas UMBC was like a highway exit.
In some
The
In one way.
hilltop circle, like literally you
Yeah.
could just drive in a circle around it and then like
Yeah.
leave the way you came in, basically.
yeah.
And then like you could kind of go on an off branch outside of the apartments at the top of the hill. It was like on like a hill, and then you could go towards a few other CVS's and shopping malls, and then you go right into Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then there was like a few small towns like right outside of UMBC too. Like what was the one called that had like the boba tea place and like the
Arbutus, yeah.
Arbutus,
Yeah.
yeah.
Arbutus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were technically in like Catonsville.
Gross.
I
Doesn't it
think.
sound nasty? Just
It's not like the
Arbutus.
greatest name ever. Yeah.
What is Arbutus? Where does that come from?
I have no idea.
Sounds like an armpit.
Yeah. A what?
Arbutus. Doesn't it sound like if you had to come up with a fancy name for an armpit or something?
Mm.
Like, oh, see here if I direct you to the Arbutus.
It sounds like
what I
you know
mean?
how they're like the species names for animals.
Exactly. Exactly. This is the species name for armpit.
Yeah.
The Arbutus.
Arbutus. I like it.
No, but the campuses are definitely different.
They're different. Yeah. That was one of the interesting things about Universi-Tea was like going around and like exploring like the different cultures on different campuses and the different lingo that people had for.
Although we just kind of bring our lingo wherever we go.
yeah. But like some of the USC lingo is like they go to this bar called the 90. It's like it's called like 901 Bar and Grill or something.
901, isn't that the area code or something? Isn't there? Wasn't there like a TV show called like 9? What was it? 9.
Oh, you thinking of 90210?
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
I don't know if the two are related.
I don't know.
But that's hilarious.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
It might be based in
a
California.
TV show,
I'm not sure.
Oh.
90210 was like a. Imagine Friends, but in like high school teenage setting. So it's like H2O and Friends made a baby. I think that's what the show is kind of like.
H2O and Friends made a baby. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
You know what is interesting though? Speaking of like area-based numbers,
Word.
We're the 301 at home. Like that's like the beginning of our phone numbers.
Yeah.
And then here it's the 310, 310.
Oh,
yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Cali number when I got here, but I originally had a Maryland number, so I went from like 301 to 310. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, what's up with your number?" I'm kind of confused. Like, I thought I punched it in wrong, but it was you, and yada yada yada.
Right.
Yeah.
So the 301 to the 310.
Yeah. But anyway, so you're talking about the bar.
Yeah. So one of the things Harry and I did a lot with like Universi-Tea is like we'd go around and like start interviewing our friends and stuff about their experiences at their different colleges and stuff. And frequently what we would come across is like our friends would refer to this restaurant or this location as blank. And it made like we just had no idea what they were talking about. But like especially when we had interviewed multiple people at once, they would throw these terms around as if everybody knew what they meant, which happens a lot. Because like think about it, you go to visit your friends and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can just run on down to Joe Schmo," and you're like, "What the heck is Joe Schmo?"
Joe Schmo.
And actually, I had
sounds kind of fun though.
Well, it's funny when my brother and I were visiting my cousin in Rhode Island. We were visiting my cousin Timmy and Johnny. Like we were joking about the nicknames for things, and I think because Timmy loves Dunkin' Donuts, like he's a big fan, and so we were joking about calling it. Like donkeys and stuff like that, because like, you know how like everybody
that's
says,
disgusting.
Well, you know how everybody says like Starbies. Like I've heard that.
Yeah. I heard Starbs.
So we're like, what if you just add like E's onto every like one of your favorite?
I see the goal, but I feel like the reason why it works for Starbucks is its audience. Like the people that put E's on the end of things are like those crack-headed white girls that like love, and there's no offense, like they know who they are. You know what I mean? They take it with pride. They're such like caffeine addicts when it comes to Starbucks.
I love coffee, bro. I love
those people would say like, "Oh my God, Starbies or Starbs."
Yeah, it was just funny because like we were making
ain't
fun.
None of those people at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
the funny thing is like we were laughing about it and kind of making fun of the donkeys, but then we passed by this place called like Cumberland Farms or something.
The what?
What? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? It's like what store is that? It's like.
No, I didn't. What was the place called?
It's called like Cumberland Farms.
Oh, I don't know. I just
say it one more time, but slower.
Oh, but like I can't remember. It's like Cumberland something. It's like some random store. It has nothing to do with
like a food store.
I think it was called Cumberland Farms.
Cumberland Farms.
Hold on, let me see.
Is it like a shopping area or? Like
wait, this actually says it is a coffee place.
Oh, it's a coffee place.
Yeah, and so So as we're passing it,
Cumbies.
Yeah, it says.
Oh no!
How do you say?
No!
Yeah, exactly. How do you say this word?
Cumberland. Yeah.
No, what is that?
Oh, colloquially.
Colloquially.
Yeah.
That's the linguistics major right there. You know what I'm saying?
We got to point to him for all language.
Me and Timmy were driving back, and we passed that place, and Timmy goes, "Oh yeah, it's a right at Cumbies," and I go, "How are we making fun? We can't make fun of it anymore. Like it's literally just a part of the lingo." And it says known as Cumbies.
Yeah.
I'm never calling it that.
Cumbies?
I'm not
So we were
saying
making
that
fun of like
man.
we were joking
camera,
about calling Dunkin' Donuts donkeys, and we were just naturally saying Cumbies.
The Cumbies? Oh no!
Exactly.
Oh
It's
no!
like, language just adapts for wherever you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Cumbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful, dude.
It's
That's
hilarious
awful.
though, right? It happens everywhere.
No, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny. Anyway, any art shit recently? Been on your artist bag?
Oh,
I know that there's a drop happening. There's a drop that already happened. So
of course. Well, there's of course Leaving Saturn on March 3rd.
yeah, everyone, I want you to be aware.
Yeah.
Leaving Saturn is dropping March 3rd, 2023.
Yep.
Be ready. Just go to Spotify, King Kudjo. You already know what it is.
Gee, I don't know how many
Oh.
spoilers you want to give, but I know I'll just say we've been working on the drop.
Of Leaving Saturn?
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We've been working on it, just trying to get the message out there.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Let's get the message out there. Just drop some Instagram. I actually got into a little conversation with another artist about social media and like how it's a dangerous tool, but also you need it as an artist, but
Yeah.
also you don't need it when you're actually working on the art.
So true.
Let me pull up these receipts because it's worth talking about on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, in the meantime, we've been cooking since Harry's been here. Like, I would say, like, pretty constantly. Because like, that's what tonight we're going to a comedy club to go
Yeah.
see some
Heck
like,
yeah.
live stand up,
Yeah.
which will be exciting. So maybe we'll see some known artists.
I was talking to Sean, I think when you were showering. I
Mm-hmm.
looked it up. The 10:30 show, we're going to the 8 p.m. one.
Okay.
The 10:30 show, and they usually will repeat the lineup, was Bill Burr was in it. So it could be, yeah.
Oh snap! Wait, isn't that the guy that
Hopefully
was
get
on like The
Bill Burr.
Mandalorian or something?
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
that guy's funny.
I'm crossing fingers that we get. If we don't, then that's fine. But
Yeah.
like, I
That
am
would be
crossing
sick.
fingers.
Yeah. That'd
Anyway.
be crazy.
I have the text
Yeah.
message that I wanted to read to you. So, my friend who's a fellow artist, she was just telling me that she's getting off of Instagram for a while and like locking in. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Because I too kind of like, I don't want to say I'm off of Instagram because I'm still very much on it, but like I kind of nuked it so I don't have to like be as, what's the word? Tied to it as much.
I understand.
I'm more living in the moment and just using it for related promotion / business related things, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was asking her like, all right, so like, why are you like, what's up with you? Like, what's your story on why she didn't want to be on Instagram? And she said, yeah, I just want to focus on finishing my project. Also, people be slimy on Instagram. I just want to get out of that toxic online environment for a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. Yeah, you know what I mean? When you're about to finish a project, I think it requires almost like 100% of your focus, right?
Yeah.
So, and Instagram is it's so easy just to like, ooh, you're on it, and then like you're not focusing on the project that you want to get done.
Right.
And even if you're not in the middle of finishing a project, it's toxic. It's kind of like it's almost like poison, you know. The more you consume it, the more you like hate yourself.
It's kind of like how do you use it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you said, it can be good, it can be bad, but it's like how do you use it? And it can be a very helpful tool for artists because it's like we're all
We
just
do need it. I mean, how many people would have known about that song you just dropped, Diaries, if you didn't actually use your Instagram to, you know,
Exactly.
tell people about it?
link in my Instagram.
Is it still in your bio?
Shameless self plug. Yeah, it's still in my bio.
We're just
So
this podcast
go
is
check
just
it out.
us shamelessly plugging every 2 seconds.
that's what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also since we've been here, because like tomorrow we're having, and I gotta go get my laundry in a second, but tomorrow we're having a music session, and there's been a lot of preparation for that, basically. And Sean and Harry have been like cooking up beats.
Yeah, we have
constantly.
actually. I've never.
Yeah.
Anytime I make beats, it's usually like I'm by myself, just putting stuff together and like finding samples, finding this, doing these synths, putting this together, putting this beat. Yeah, no, like that's like the producer, you know, like hand movements.
Yeah.
And it's not lonely, but the creative process for collaboration from producer to artist is different.
Yeah.
Because it's more like I covered this half of the art and you covered this half, and then we bring those two together. But like us working together on a beat was like, oh, this is different. We're kind of covering the same bases, but we're putting both of our identities into it. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was fun.
because you guys are both percussionists, so it makes so much
we are
sense.
drummers, so
Because like obviously there have been songs in the past. TMNT has all three of us on it. Which
That's
is on
true.
SoundCloud, on Sweatshirt Fletcher's SoundCloud.
yeah, go check out Sweatshirt Fletcher.
Yeah.
Sweatshirt Fletcher.
And
all the
then
music on there is
FLETCHER.
Yeah.
And Dust Discussions too, of course.
That's discussion. That's a banger. I hear people talk about that actually.
And I love that now we have the sort of like we just have all of us in the same room, just like working on one song, one chorus, one verse, one beat.
Just
like
chilling, yeah.
yeah, it's been really fun.
No, it should be fun, and allegedly we're going to expand that a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to expand that, so it should be fun, like working with like a bunch of different creatives and seeing like what everybody kind of brings to the table.
Exactly. Yeah, mini Dreamville.
Mini Dreamville project.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all right.
2 producers and then like that's good. That's good. You know what I mean? Like we can pull a slack a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Where I like
it's cooking.
because sometimes I run dry on certain ideas, and that's where I feel like you can step in, or you'll run dry on some ideas, and I can help kind of fulfill it. You know what I mean? Like collaboration is really where the best art comes from.
The best critique comes from people willing to be honest with you about, in my opinion, about what could actually be improved and what could actually help your ears. You know what I'm saying? Like what like they can see the vision, but they want the song.
They want to help fulfill the vision.
They want to help fulfill the vision. They don't want to change the vision. They want to help fulfill.
That's really key because I don't want to at anybody, but some people think, "Oh, I'm just a harsh critic." You're not a harsh critic. You just don't know how to critique. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Because look, it's there's nothing wrong with being harsh. I think the best critiques are honest. You know what I mean? They tell you exactly what it is.
They can be harsh.
But a good critique should also understand the intent. And if in your critique you're literally just changing the entire intent, that's not really a critique. That's just like an opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I was talking about this on like many previous podcasts ago, but I don't feel like I can actually hate an art. And occasionally I will, but it's very, very rare because at the end of the day, everyone has their own intention and goal. Yes. And maybe I don't like the intention or I don't like the goal, but if they try to execute that, I mean, how can you hate it?
I agree.
You know what I mean, if someone's not a fan of horror movies, they're not going to give a good review on a horror movie, but they can respect the fact that like that's their intention and goal.
Right. You got to respect what it's trying to be before you write a review.
Exactly. Right? That's why I hate critics. I hate reviewers. I hate all of them.
Know the rules before you break them.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Or at least if you don't know them, understand that you don't know them, and then go in with that mindset. That, okay, this is an opinion, or okay, this is a critique. But those are two very different things.
All right, I'm gonna go switch my laundry from the washer to the dryer. So you guys have a fun.
Oh, go ahead.
Sean,
this guy,
Sean,
laundry boy.
Fletcher,
he's in the middle of his laundry. Oh, we can spread out a little bit then. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's have a little fun here. Welcome. This is the first guest on the Sean Only podcast, but I guess it's not really Sean Only.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Harry.
Sometimes when you have 2 co-hosts, one of them talks too much.
That's what I'm saying. One of them just needs to shut the fuck. You know what I mean? Like calm down. But welcome to the Harry and Sean podcast. This is kind of nice.
Not to break up this.
Bro, who is this guy right here, bro?
My AirPods in my phone. I'm gonna need both of those. Thank you.
Go ahead. Right. Good luck on your laundry mission. But tell me if you felt this. I know you've only been here for 3 to 4 days. 3 days.
What is
4 days? Today's Friday. That's such an artist thing to say when you don't know what day of the week it is.
5, 6, I think.
5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've seen a couple people. I was wondering, so do you feel being in LA that you're kind of part of a bigger artistic community?
I don't know because I've come here, but I don't know. I haven't like lived here or anything, so I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know. I wouldn't say.
I see.
Yeah, but maybe with time, that's something that
you start to pick. Yeah, for me, the biggest selling point of LA, like, okay, beach is nice or whatever, Yeah, you can go skiing or whatever. Yeah, city, celebrities, whatever. There's all that shiny shit about LA, which is nice, but it's not actually that cool. The really cool thing I think I love about Los Angeles is that there's a community of artists that everyone that either you walk by or you come across or a friend of a friend or your own personal friend, everyone's an artist here. Whereas back in Maryland, if you're an artist, it's a very rare type of breed. So that's what I like about here. But I don't know. I'll give it a couple more days. I know you got another like half week with us, give or take. You'll feel a little bit of that, like, okay, everyone's doing something creative. Like hell, we might even go to this comedy show and maybe Bill Burr will perform something. You know what I mean? Share a couple of jokes. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. I don't know. Ever considered stand up? No, it's not your vibe.
It's like fun, and I like doing it. Like last night, Kevin and I.
Oh, you did stand up?
We were joking around because
we were joking around.
I came up with like this weird idea of relationships being like cars, and I just came up with like
that's hilarious.
I just came up with like a really weird. That itself, I feel like nothing too crazy. Relationships are like cars. Okay, cool. But I was like, okay,
trade them in, get a new one.
Yeah, it's like not every. A lot of cars, they don't last forever. When a car's working, it's working. It's true. Great. Then it might have a problem.
And then it has a problem.
Some of this, like relationships, sometimes it's an easy problem, like an oil change. Like in a relationship, I don't know, you have like a small fight over like a dish or something.
Yeah.
Left out.
Cleaning.
But other times you like get an offender bender. Like when he cheats on the other one, you know what I mean?
Oh.
It's hard to come back from that. And
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
What's the damage? Is it totaled?
Yeah.
That's it.
But this was like the punchline of the joke was, and then with the car, like a relationship, if it's a late relationship that will last a lifetime, it can only be one person's lifetime. So one of you is going to die eventually. So then let's say I'm married. I'm going to not put myself in this.
Someone other than me.
Someone other than me is married to someone. That person they're married to dies. Just like a car. Then it gets passed on to the kids. So then it's like the kids are like now in a romantic relationship with their parents. That's the PG way of putting it.
That's kind of gross. That's kind of nasty. Wow. I kind of like that. Although it's also almost what's the word? Not psychological. Philosophical. That's the word. Yeah. It's almost philosophical too. Yeah. It's like I guess relationships are kind of like cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that. So anyway, to the point you were asking. So it's fun to like do that, act like you're a stand-up comedian, but I don't think I would ever want to be one.
I'm tempted sometimes just because I know I have jokes.
Do you have any like bits or anything?
I don't have any. That's the thing. I don't have any bits. I'm more just like in the spur of the moment. I could come up with a very funny scenario and then put that stuff together. But like writing it down and then doing a whole bit and knowing when it lands, I don't know how that works yet. So, but I would consider maybe far down the line of my lifetime, at least trying stand up and just seeing like, okay, can I make these people laugh at least a little bit? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's definitely a delicate art form. I think that the jokes and like the comedy, it plays into my charisma. I'll say that.
Yeah, you definitely. Well, yeah. There's like two types of stand-up comedians. You either need to have a lot of charisma, or you need to have no charisma and be really awkward on stage. Yeah, you need to be one of those two.
Yeah. All those ones in the middle, it's like
it's not good. Yeah,
forgettable. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like my favorite comedian, Dave Chappelle. He's super charismatic, and he doesn't look like a very charismatic guy just from like physical appearance. But when he talks, it feels like he's talking to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then like, he's making jokes, but it just feels like we're just having a conversation. And then he does something that's a little bit funny. You know? Yeah. I love Dave Chappelle. You have any like favorite comedians?
Yeah, I mean, Bill Burr is just like great. I wouldn't consider him like a favorite of mine, but he is just like really good. I've seen all of his specials and everything online. They're all just like They're like funny the whole way through.
I was gonna say my YouTube algorithm, it keeps showing me more and more clips of Bill Burr. It's Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, and then there's this new guy. He had like a whole bit about like Quavo and like something about Kelly Price's song. It was pretty good. But
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello.
How's it going in here?
Just talking about comedy and comedians.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bill Burr. Bill Burr's your favorite, or not favorite,
No,
but
I would
he's
say
up
my
there.
favorite is probably Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah, I like him a lot. His podcasts are really good.
He has a podcast.
He has two. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and friend. What is it called?
Bad Friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Bobby Lee. He hasn't put out a special or anything, and there's like 2 clips of him you can find on YouTube of his stand up, and they're both from like 15 years ago.
Oh, geez.
But they're really funny. His podcast is really funny.
I'm gonna have to tune in then, or maybe we can get a collaboration going or something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We got you
That'd be
here, so we
great.
got like kind of like a podcast, double podcast, a 2-way podcast.
Am I kicked out of my spot, or is this?
Oh no, you can come here. Here, we'll move over.
I gotta get in because there's the wire on that side. So
Yeah, no, just slide in from the top. Oh, there we go. There was definitely a better way to do that.
That was the most fun way to do it.
Yeah, that might be true, but you didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? I agree. I agree.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Say less, man. Say
I think
less.
I thought about like a good question while I was changing my laundry, but I can't remember what it was. So.
The struggles of being a podcaster. What was that question?
Yeah. Have you guys talked about how we like all met yet?
Oh no, is that important information?
Yeah.
We could talk.
Why wouldn't we talk about that?
All right.
It's like a weird story.
I don't know how to start.
Let me
this.
start. I think because like I think it makes more sense to just tell it the way that it unfolded.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? It depends on how you see how it unfolded, though.
But
I want to. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
You go
I
first.
like
now,
how we're
I'll
like
hop in.
debating how we begin this.
Because we haven't really practiced this bit with the 3 of us.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So essentially, as a lot of you may know, Sean and I have known each other since 3rd grade.
A long time, man. One of the longest friendships.
Yeah.
I think I've ever
One
had.
of them.
One of them.
Not
yeah.
the.
Not the,
Well, one
not
of.
the
One
longest,
of.
but one of the longest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One of.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, bro.
And then essentially like like throughout high school, Sean and I had many misadventures, all this stuff,
You can call them What are misadventures?
They're adventures that are also slightly like things go wrong on them. And, like they're not perfect, but it's part of the beauty.
I always hear misadventures. I'm like, what does that mean, misadventure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm following on. We've had our.
I guess like every adventure. Is a
we've had
misadventure,
adventures
right?
and we've had misadventures.
They're kind of synonyms,
They kind of are, yeah.
which is interesting.
Why would you make a synonym of the word just with another?
with a
thing on
miss,
top
which
of
is like a negative? It's kind of weird.
It's kind of silly.
There's a few words like that though, aren't there? That are like both the negative and the
Someone make a list of that in the comments below.
yeah.
See what I did there? I did the YouTube thing.
He's good at it.
I've been practicing, man. I've been practicing, man. My YouTube bag. But go ahead.
Yeah. So essentially, then for college, like Sean came out here to LA, and I went to UMBC, which is like in Baltimore or next to Baltimore, Catonsville, and I went random with my roommate. But I lived on the sort of performing arts floor, essentially. And I got rooming with this guy, Harry, who I had no idea who he was, like completely random.
Some bloke.
Yeah, and I'm like, Harry, what art do you do? And you said, well, why would you ask me that?
I did.
Yeah. And
Dang.
I was like,
Dang.
and you were like,
What the fuck you asking for?
you were not in that way. You were like,
He's an East Coaster
you were
for
You
real.
were just curious, Like Harry's from the what area do you say you're from? When people ask,
Like Elegant City is right.
like
Yeah,
old
most of
old
my
Ellicott
life.
City, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Which is a cool town if you haven't heard of it outside of Baltimore. But it's like it's got a lot of cool like history and cool like haunted locations and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, old Ellicott City is so cool. It's like got a good history, interesting history. I mean, behind it, like, and there's a lot of like ghost tours and like if you drive on the 7 bumped hill, then a ghost will appear, or like a demon truck will chase you. Like a lot of like town lore, like old, like it's kind of like if you ever watch like a TV show about this old like town, kind of like an It or something about what's the place called?
I usually try to avoid those types of shows, but yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like in It, it's Derry or something. Is it called Derry?
I think so.
In It, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Ellicott City.
I think the town is called Derry.
Yeah, Ellicott City reminds me of that. Like,
I can see it. Yeah. I can see it, actually.
And they have cool like. It would be it'd be a good place to shoot a movie because it's like very like cinematic.
The train track also.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the train track is sick.
Track.
And kind of like we have a nice train track too, near like Rockville, or I guess it's like kind of more so.
Oh, you mean Kensington?
Yeah, Kensington.
Yeah. I already know that.
Exactly. Which we shot
a lot of stuff there.
That's on YouTube, or is it on YouTube?
No,
it's not.
Not exactly.
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about it again
we'll
later. Bring it up. Put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
just anything.
It's so many reminds us. Yeah. But here's what I keep getting off track. But anyway, so off railroad track.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. When you said off track. That's a bar.
Anyway, so yeah, Harry's like, why would you ask me that? I'm like, oh, because we're on the performing arts floor. And Harry's like, what? And I was like, you're like, well, I'm a drummer, but like, I thought I told them not to put me on the.
You specifically asked them not to do that?
So you had like a choice of 3. I'll try to tell this quickly. This is not the main point. We had a choice of 3. There was like a visual performing arts, language, like
Spanish, right? Or something.
It was just language broadly.
Okay.
And then like, I don't know, humanities or something. And I applied to the visual performing arts one at the top. I didn't get put on that one. I got put on the language one. Then I emailed the lady. I was like, okay, thank you, but you can just take me off of it then. I didn't want to be on this one. I wanted to be on the VPA. I just had to select 3.
Oh, so she told you weren't on the VPA?
I got put on the other one, yeah.
Oh.
So then I was
visual
like,
performing arts, right?
No, the language one. I got put on that. I emailed her. I was like, thank you, but no thanks. I wanted to be on the VPA. I just had to put 2 others. So since I didn't get on it, I'll just go on a random floor. I don't really care. But so I guess, I don't know how, but somewhere throughout that process, either maybe someone else dropped off the floor or she misunderstood what I said. It got interpreted as somehow, I guess, I don't want to be on this floor. Put me on the VPA.
Yeah.
So then I got put on the VPA, and I didn't know when I got there that it was that floor, because the rooms are much nicer on that floor.
Yeah.
Than they are in other places on campus.
That's why we wanted the floor. That's why I wanted to be on the floor, because it was like you got to skip the lame freshman dorms.
Yeah.
I hate lame freshman dorms.
And so we shared a room, but it was like then we had a suite, like a living room, like, and then a bathroom. So like there's one bedroom, living room, bathroom, and then another bedroom.
Yeah,
that's nice.
And so it's so much better than most freshman dorms.
It definitely was a lot nicer. Yeah,
and it was sick.
Like a whole setup up there.
And then like Harry plays the drums, and like Tim plays the bass, and like Max.
Oh, you got a whole band going on here. What the?
Yeah, so like, it was cool because we got to exchange notes and hang out with artists a lot of the time and stuff like that.
It was cool. Yeah,
a good network from the get go, and then you played with some bands that that are.
We won't talk too much about that.
They're locally based and stuff like that.
Yeah, we won't talk about those ones though.
But you got some stuff right now that you're working on, right? Like
now I am,
yeah.
But let's get through this story first.
Let's get through this bit. Yeah,
I keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
So essentially, then Harry ended up on the VPA, which was really cool. And Harry and I, we got to know each other like the first semester or whatever, and then
became besties while I was away in Los Angeles.
Yeah. But we still caught up over FaceTime and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. We had
sending creative endeavors back and forth.
So as creatives normally do,
exactly,
sending their endeavors.
Yes, and so Harry and Sean knew about each other obviously because we were both sort of. And then we decided to start. Did we do the songs first or the podcast first?
The songs.
The songs. So then we started, because Harry's a drummer, started making beats, just like Sean.
Every drummer eventually has to make a beat.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, you guys, like, that's what, because like Sean and I, like growing up, would always not be able to talk about, like, it was so difficult to talk about songs. Because like Sean would be like, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's the chorus that's like this. Da-na-na-na-na. And Sean's like, oh, you mean the one that's like, I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
That's still to this day though.
I
Like
know.
I'm trying to mention a song, but I
Yeah.
can only mention it by the production of like the sound and
Yeah.
not any of the lyrics or vocals.
And for me,
or
like
whatever
it's
they're
only
doing.
like the lyrics that I can remember, or like the guitar or piano. But like the drum, I'm never like, oh, you know that one's like, like I
Yo, that's literally
That's our
me. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
And it's beautiful when we are able to make stuff together for that reason. But when we're trying to talk about it, it's so
It's hard. It's
confusing.
hard. It's like, what song are you talking about? Like, what?
Right.
Oh, that one.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Harry pulled out like we used originally, like we used GarageBand and stuff like that. But Harry was familiar and attuned to Reaper, which is another program that you can use. And
That's
so,
next level jump.
yeah,
Free. It's free. So
That's nice.
It's
good.
nice.
yeah, Reaper worked well. It was good, and so Harry started like cooking up in Reaper, and then I think Dust Discussions came 1st.
Mhm.
Yes, and that one was a course that we kind of came up with while we were messing around. Like we were just hanging out with Tim, like our roommate, watching a bunch of like cheesy movies every night or TLC
sounds like a
shows
vibe,
and like
honestly.
reality shows. Yeah, and we would just sometimes come up with fun hooks and choruses to sing or whatever, and then we turned one of those into Dust Discussions. Essentially.
Yeah, it was originally about 7 Wives, 1 Husband. Was the show?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that
It was
is the
the
show we
show,
were
yeah.
watching. Yeah,
You're
on
watching
TLC.
what?
Oh
It's
no,
a TLC show
Yeah.
called 7 Wives, 1 Husband, and it's about
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's about extremist Mormons who live in the Utah deserts in like these compounds, and one guy will have like 7 wives. Yeah,
Yeah.
So we were watching that show.
Yeah, it was on
Before we got the
Netflix.
idea.
It was new or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. And there was a few shows we watched. There was also 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
That was one that we watched a lot.
Yeah.
TLC especially has some wild. Didn't you say
Yeah.
there's one recently that you were
They have
there?
MILF Manor now. Yeah,
MILF
which is
Manor.
pretty.
That sounds
crazy.
kind of exciting. I should maybe sign up for the casting.
So a
Yeah.
bunch of moms and a bunch of the moms' sons
Yeah.
go on the show.
Oh, actually, I changed my mind.
You have to go on with your mom.
That's the thing. You got to go on with your mom, right? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I changed my mind. I don't think I'm going to sign up for that. But I respect the people that are willing to,
Well, they
like,
don't know when they go on the show.
that
There
their
are a lot
mom
of
is
them-
there.
So they are told that it's like it's like some kind of show where like the mom is like helping them choose their partner. That they're like on this dating show, but what they don't tell them is that
their
it's a
son-
bunch of other moms. So the sons like know that their moms are involved somehow. They're like, oh, my mom's just gonna be like helping me, but it's gonna be a bunch of women my age. But then it's just actually all of the guys on the shows, their moms. So their moms are still helping them
Yeah.
in a way.
But also, would you
Yeah.
help? Would you be okay with letting like some other dudes, like your girl is someone's mom, right?
Yeah.
And then that dude's trying to get with your mom.
Yeah.
Are you okay with this like exchange?
I got you. Let us know in the comments.
Let it.
Are you?
good.
Are you okay
Good,
with that
man.
exchange?
That's good.
But wait,
I
how
don't think I
like,
can do it.
do you have to have like a TLC app to watch that?
Yeah.
But
But if you have like Verizon or any of those, you
Yeah.
can just log in using that. So you don't have to like pay or anything.
okay, nice. That's the nice thing about TLC is I think I remember relatively easy access because I remember we had like Xfinity on campus.
Yeah.
Like the school gave us like a login for Xfinity. And stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and because we didn't have like.
We got HBO Max from USC.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, some schools have really cool deals like that. That are like it's always good to look in to see what your school will give you for free.
Yeah, see what your local school is providing you in terms of providers.
Mhm.
They actually do provide you a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't learn about a lot of it until like my like later years. You know what I'm saying?
Should have found it in the beginning. I guess the
No,
only way they'll
seriously.
find out is until your later years, right?
Yeah,
you
and
have
they
to experience it.
UMBC did have great resources to like the career center and to like to a lot of different clubs where you could just like network and meet a lot of people. Like we also did like, well, Harry did it more than I did, but like Beats where they had people that made music and they sort of
Wait,
separated-
what?
Yeah, and they had
Beats?
Yeah.
That sounds like a hard like group. You know what I mean? Like
It was
you know that Cactus Jack with Travis Scott. That but
renamed
UN
it.
Beats.
They renamed it to
Yeah.
Retriever Music Society.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
I don't
That
know. It
is
didn't sound
ass.
as good to me.
That is raw dog, like
Yeah.
ass.
Well,
Well,
UN
because
Beats sounded
they were
cool.
then trying to like incorporate the radio station on
Yeah.
campus, and they also were like trying to turn it into a record label.
They were? I didn't know that.
They did.
They should
Yeah.
have kept
They
UN
did?
Beats if they're gonna do that.
Yeah, they turned it into a record label.
Oh
but-
snap! Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of sign up for that? That's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Your
Yeah.
local label.
that was cool.
They had different sections. So there were like the kids that played instruments, the kids that made beats, the kids that made X. That
And they can all feed into each
Yeah.
other because
Yeah.
what happens to me a lot as someone that makes beats is that I need people that can perform instruments,
Right.
so I can just sample it, use it, and then put in the beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of people that can just perform instruments.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, that was cool. That was cool. And that's how we met a few of our good friends, like Ivan and Sam. Like,
Yeah.
and we made some songs with them and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, we haven't even we yet to
Yeah, you gotta
yet
get to
be
the
revealed.
song.
That's kind of like, yeah, we kind of what?
Yeah, I get to the song.
What song?
The song that you showed me.
Which one?
Because both of you showed me a song. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah, the song that we made together. Well, that's not dropped yet.
Wait, which song?
The song that we made with Sam and I.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one, maybe that'll get dropped.
You know how it is as
Wait,
artists.
it's not dropped?
No.
Well, it was a work in progress.
Oh, is it still a work in progress?
It's been a work in progress for a long time.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's the same as us, you know. It's like there's
Yeah.
something in the vault.
I thought it was out. I'm pretty sure he showed
No.
people that song. Are we
You
talking about the
might
same
have.
song
You
here?
might have shown it to people, but it's not out now.
It's not, I haven't put. Cause I've just been too lazy. Because also I don't like know how to record instruments, like actually record guitar and stuff.
It's
well.
difficult.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I guess
So
because
I've
we
just been too lazy to do it.
we have the piano plugged into the computer, so like that's how Sean does it. But like for a guitar, when you want to like capture just like the
You need an
sound of a
amp,
guitar,
right?
yeah, something like that, right? Like I don't know, because you were just gonna do it like play it into the microphone, right?
Well, you can go direct,
Yeah.
which won't sound as good. Direct sounds like
Garbage.
goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need like an amp, then you need a mic. You need to mic up the amp. You need to be in a good space too,
Yeah,
to where the acoustics are actually not trash.
yeah.
That sounds like too much
Yeah.
work to me.
It's a lot more work,
Yeah.
and I just don't know how to do any of that, and I don't know how to mix guitar or any of that stuff.
Yeah, it has different types of
So-
needs.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
it becomes
it's a
tricky.
whole different thing.
UMBC had a studio where you could play.
They had a
and
really
record.
nice studio.
Yeah, a lot of colleges have that stuff too.
Yeah.
That's true.
We had a studio we could record film stuff in. I had access to a lot of cameras that I
Mhm.
could use because of my classes, and then we could like go.
Oh, that's dope.
One time I recorded Harry playing drums with a band for one of my like random film projects.
Really?
Yeah, it was really fun.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Whiplash style.
Yeah.
Well, there's still some like improv videos of Harry up on my YouTube channel. Like,
Yeah.
I have to go check them out at some point.
yeah, it's called How TV is Made. It's like the one
Yeah.
where we kind of like it's half improv, half like a minor script to follow.
Yeah.
But like mostly improv from Harry on Cough Drop Productions,
Yeah.
which is you know how it's spelled. Cough
Yeah.
Drop. Okay.
Oh my God, the plugs, bro.
The plugs.
The
You gotta
plugs.
plug it. Yeah.
Anyway, continue with the story.
Oh my gosh, we keep getting sidetracked.
Let's continue with the story.
It's kind of a vibe that it's
The
getting
story.
sidetracked. Yeah. The story is the one through line throughout the episode.
We'll finish it at some point in the episode. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like yesterday we were looking at Don Quixote in the bookstore, where it's like hundreds of pages long, and it's telling this one story, but there's all these little side quests. That's kind of what's happening.
That is what this
It's like a little
Dude,
bit of the
it's a
story.
side quest.
Side quest.
It's like in
Bring it
Skyrim
back.
or
There's
something.
like
right?
tidbits of the story.
Any game, any video game, it's like a side
Yeah,
quest.
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I in this story?
Turtles in the sewers.
No, it was at UN Beats. So like this is
Oh,
just
UN
how
Beats.
Harry and I made the music together
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. But then one time after Harry and I got Dust Discussions like finished and out there and stuff, we decided
Actually, a whole EP.
one night
Yeah.
one night I was like staying up super late to get some project done, right? And I was listening to SoundCloud because like I've talked about this before. I love listening to SoundCloud because you find interesting stuff on there,
Yeah.
like low key stuff.
Yeah.
That uses samples that couldn't actually be used on Spotify.
There's some
and, like,
bangers on SoundCloud that like you just can't get on these distribution,
Right.
you know, like whatever Spotify's and Apple
Yeah.
Music's and Deezer and whatever.
I
whatever.
named them last time, some semi big ones like Juice by Chance or All I Do by Logic, which is not even on SoundCloud regular anymore. It's like only on YouTube or SoundCloud Pro. So they're starting to like take
SoundCloud Pro.
Yeah, they're starting to take stuff off of SoundCloud, which is like
that's not very. You know, I feel like there's always been an issue with SoundCloud of like, how do you monetize a thing like that?
I know. That's tricky because it's like it's supposed to be this like hub for artists to upload, but then it's like when a song gets so big, it's like how does the artist get enough profit? So I guess
how does SoundCloud get any profit off of any of this shit? Because they're not a distributor. They're not Spotify where they get streams.
There's ads on SoundCloud. That's the biggest.
But why? Okay, but if you're making enough money from ads, why would you need a pro version and hide music? Why hide music is really my question.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. It's like songs have to be easily accessible and for people to listen to them.
It's why Spotify is a banger.
Which is why Spotify and Apple Music are like the first two that you should probably go to. But and YouTube. YouTube is also everybody has access to YouTube. So it's true.
But there's some low key, some like bangers off of SoundCloud that you just never hear if you only use YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music.
Right. So I'm listening at like 3 a.m. I drank a Monster so I could like study, or I think I was writing like a 20.
This is during your fiend hours.
I had to write like Monsters. I actually remember it was English, and I had to write like a 20-page like paper on like it was basically definitions. She gave me a bunch of words, like my English teacher, and I had to come up with definitions for every word, but I had to like word it in my own way. So it took
sounds boring.
It took me forever for no reason. It was one of those projects. Boring, it was like a gen ed, and I had to do all this work. So I'm listening to SoundCloud as I do it, and this like random song came on called Harry Potter.
Yeah, the Harry Potter.
And let me actually pull up the song because I want to shout out this artist just because.
Go ahead. I'll quickly, while you're pulling that up, shout out to the game that just recently came out. I think it's called like Hogwarts RPG.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy. I think that's the name of the game. I haven't played it at all. Neither have any of us here, I believe.
Yeah.
But I had friends that played it, and they are fucking addicted.
We gotta try it. We gotta get it, but
we gotta
it's
try
next gen, isn't it? PS5.
I think it's on
next
PS4
gen
too,
only.
but I wanted to wait until
I heard it's next gen only plus Nintendo Switch.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. So we gotta get a PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I know. I missed the PS4.
Let's pour one out for PS4s.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean?
A lot of good. That's how Sean, Harry, and I also got to know each other a lot. During COVID, we would play a lot of video games.
A lot of video games, just because there was nothing to freaking do. Yeah. So Warzone was big.
Yeah.
I think a dash of Red Dead. I remember playing Red Dead.
Anyway, this song is called Harry Potter. It's on SoundCloud only. I'm so sorry. But while you're on there, you can check out the other songs that are SoundCloud exclusives by C-Roses. It says featuring John, Steve Sepulveda, producer Kid Ocean. That's the correct one.
Kid Ocean sounds like a dope producer name.
So this is actually my inspiration for TMNT, which is the song that Harry and I dropped also only on SoundCloud on Sweatshirt Fletcher's account. Because like it basically it's like I was like I kind of like these like lore songs, like they have like a bunch of like ridiculous backstory and context to them, like Harry Potter. Because like who isn't familiar with Harry Potter? I mean, there are some people, but like most people know like all the Harry Potter books. And
Harry Potter is probably like the second or third biggest franchise ever.
Right, and a lot of people can reference those characters and love that story, and it's such a silly song because it's like. I mean, we're far enough into the podcast. He's like, Harry Potter, sipping butterbeer while I'm fucking on your daughter. It's like so stupid, but it's like funny, and that's why it's good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was my idea for TMNT. I was like, let's take a franchise that we like, and we like. Who doesn't like the Ninja Turtles? You love the Ninja Turtles.
I am a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles. Dude, I like watched the 2003 series when it was coming out. I went back, watched some of the I think it's 80s TV show, the movies, the 90s movies. I love those. Well, the first one especially too. I even watched a little bit of that 2012 with my brother. So no, I'm a big Turtles fan.
I grew up on those like 90s movies where they're in like the like
The
outfits.
Is it Jim Hendrix? Jimi Hendrix? No.
I don't think Jimi Hendrix had anything to do with those movies.
No, but there's a guy that does the Muppets, right?
Oh.
I think his name is Jimmy or Jim or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
I don't think it's Jimi Hendrix, but I think his name is Jimmy. He did the animatronic work for the Turtles. So the facial expressions and the
they
suits,
look
like,
so good. Like
they're
they have no
fantastic.
business.
They're
looking
better
that
than a lot of the CG today. You know what I mean? I kind of want to bring back the animatronic thing because it looks so
This
good.
is before these like CGI turtles that we're getting in like
No way, but this is back when like there were like 3 people controlling like the one turtle, right? You got the person in the suit, got someone controlling the eyes and the mouths, and another person like controlling like other like expressions.
It's
you know what
puppets.
I mean?
Like it's
puppets.
puppets.
Puppeteering, like animatronic puppeteering. It was amazing.
It's pretty cool technology,
and it shows like real in-depth emotion. These like lifeless husk robotic suits are like
you can watch it.
Feel sad that they're whatever situation they're in.
That's like crazy. Well done. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's so good.
And those cartoons were so awesome growing up. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 turtles.
Turtles living underground. No, I'm a big
And
I love Turtles.
Harry had so many beats. I mean, Harry was cooking like
any good producers like just have beats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like a Volt.
Yeah. So we decided to put our willpower to the test or our turtle power to the test and see if we could cook up something. Yeah, and like we just came up with choruses. I think actually I'm pretty sure that the in the sewers part of the song, in the sewers, was your idea.
I can't remember anymore.
I'm pretty sure, you were like, I was thinking something like this. In the sewers. And that's where we started the, with Splinter. And then I think I came up with the turtles in the sewers.
Yeah.
Right. And then we also did some random stuff. Like we could go to the on-campus sort of 7-Eleven and we would get sodas and we went and we used the sodas as transition sounds.
Yeah.
So like in the song, there's like a bottle cap opening and there's like a Coke bottle. So I got the bottle cap and Harry got the Coke bottle with that fizzed. And we use it as a transition because that song switches into a complete, what is it called when like the song switches into like a different
beat switch?
I don't, it's just like it's like a pretty hard cut,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're not even like the same key or anything.
New song, let's go.
We needed some.
Those are my favorite type of beat switches where it's like, you know what, screw this last song, we're on to the next. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're like the DJ of the song itself.
Yeah, right. And we needed a way to switch that. So the fizz of the Coca-Cola sound was like,
that's pretty creative, artistic.
Yeah. And then as far as like which turtle was which, it just kind of, I think it happened naturally. It just kind of worked.
What do you mean it happened naturally?
You kind of had to pick the one that matched your energy the most. You know what I'm saying? And
which turtle is which?
Well, so I'm Michelangelo in the song. Harry is Raphael.
Raphael.
You're Leonardo.
I do play Leonardo.
And I'll get to the last one in a minute. That's a different story.
That's a different story for a later time.
Yeah, but he's great. I love that guy. And so basically we got like I had this idea and I'm like, Sean's like the biggest TMNT fan ever. So I reached out to Sean in LA. I'm like, yo,
you came to the right person.
I need you to cook up some shit. Yeah. And I know Sean, I knew you were gonna want to be Leonardo because I'm like,
what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, Leonardo's like the leader. He's like the one that wears the blue. He's like the bold one that comes in swinging. It just matched the King of Joe energy.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the way he phrased it. You know what I mean? I'll let you rap.
And and not to mention, it's the only verse with the beat switch, so it's like unique. So I thought you would like it because it's like unique. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I thought you'd want something that's like, let me.
First time I heard it, actually, I didn't think you wanted me on it. I thought you were showing me a beat, and I'm like, dude, this beat's fire. Like I like loved it, and like Turtles and everything. I was a big fan. I was like, I love the song. And then you were like, what if you're on it? I was like, oh. But then you're like, as Leonardo, I was like,
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, oh, bro, you came to the right place, dude.
And then you like wrote this whole verse about like the Foot Clan and like all this
the
stuff.
Foot
and, like,
Clan,
yeah.
the Krang. I try to get into as much lore as I possibly
That's what I wanted. It's like
pizza, April, all that jazz.
we wanted a balance of really like lore heavy verse and then also really silly verses. Because Harry's verse also is like
it's pretty goofy.
like I'm trying to think of one of the funny lyrics. Skin that fishy with my sigh so it don't rebel.
Yeah.
That's
Take
pretty
it
hard.
back, and tonight you know we eating well.
That's disgusting. Wait, that's disgusting, but it's hard.
It's funny, you know, it's just ridiculous.
Also, skin that fishy. Fish don't have skin. I just realized that now. Fish do not have skin. So
oops.
But
would Raphael know that? That's what matters. You know,
he's a turtle. He didn't go to school.
He didn't go to school. That's what I'm saying. It works in the world.
Turtle, man. He's just a turtle.
Yeah, and so essentially what I'm trying to say, in long story short, that's the definition of long story short.
Yeah. No, I think that was a long story long. Long story long.
Is that they made a song together and like you guys knew each other without knowing each other, essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
We loosely had known of each other now, because at this point I'm just like, all right, this is Harry. This is like Kevin's roommate Harry.
Yeah.
He makes the fire beats.
Yeah.
You got me on this song. That was fun. But that's like all I know. So
right.
Like, this Harry seems cool. Harry seems cool.
Right. So like, you know, they had a lot in common. They both made beats. They were both percussionists. Like I cooked with both of them. And they knew each other, and they were chill with each other hypothetically, right? And then when they met, they just
beef is live.
They started fighting. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, and then Sean came to visit UMBC one day in person.
Yeah, I decided to like, not that I had a whole podcast about it, Universi-Tea, but I was doing like kind of like college tours. Similarly, I was going to like a bunch of different colleges, just checking them out, just talking about it on my story, just because I don't like sharing stuff on my Instagram. So one day I finally get to come up to UMBC and meet everybody. It's like, all right. And you had to like set up where it's like, all right, like I think we were like sitting somewhere like outside. You told me that Harry was like gonna like walk in.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. I get to meet this Harry guy. I've heard so much about him. I've heard him on a song. You know, we're on a track together. It's like, yeah, like get excited to meet Harry. And then like I see your face, dude. And like my brain just like was like, you know what I mean? And then it's like. That's all these like flashing images of my early life before third grade in Garrett Park with Kevin. I was like, wait a second. I think even like when I first saw you, I was like, wait, Harry? Yeah. You know, and I was like, wait a second. I know exactly who you are. Yeah.
I think you said Larry first. You're like, Larry? Harry.
You know what's funny? Because I already know your name is Harry. Yeah. But the thing was, I was now going back and thinking, all right, this is not Harry, Kevin's roommate. This is someone I knew from the past. Yeah. So I was like, all right, Larry, so Carrie, Harry, you know, it's like it locked in place for me. And what happened was, for this part of the story, before I ever came to Garrett Park, because
that's our elementary school, Sean and I.
Yeah, we went to Garrett Park Elementary School inside of Maryland. Shout out GP. But that was one of I used to move around a lot before I went to Garrett Park because it was the 2008 housing recession. So, and my mom was a realtor at the time, so it hit us really bad. So I was just moving like places to place, county to county, and I landed in Garrett Park. But before the 2008 housing recession, I was staying at this elementary school called Northfields Elementary. And in second grade, I had already met you along with Jerry, and we were like a group of three. It was like it was you, me, and Jerry. We were a close group of friends. And then the recession hit. I had to leave the school. I went to like 2 to 3 other schools. Eventually landed in Garrett Park, and I met Kevin, and we became best friends ever since. But then I completely forgot that you existed. You know, that was like a past time in my life. I thought, all right, I'll never see this person again. Here we are all of a sudden, right? I got all that flashback memories, like, holy shit, he's right here in front of me. Hold on now.
It's like you guys were homies. Like you guys were like
we were tight. We were really, really tight back in the day. I think it has to be at least Because if we've known each other for maybe 15 years now,
something like that. I don't even know. It's like
we're probably like 16, 17 years, like almost 20 years.
Yeah. So then it just became really funny because now it's like, you know, I'm hanging out with like their friends. Like I'm hanging out and they've known each other forever, and I'm like the new addition. You know,
you are the new addition. You're the new addition for both of us. That's so crazy.
I'm like, oh yeah, Sean and Harry are hanging out. All right, I guess I'll pull up together.
It's just such a small world. Like I don't know, just such a long period of my life, like far ago. I'm like, because I also like my living situation, my lifestyle was different. Yeah, because I went from, you know, my mom came to America with a lot of money, not a lot of money, but you know, she was just well off enough, and we're middle class, we were chilling. Then the housing recession hit. And like everything changed. Like it was tough. You know what I mean? It was like the ramen noodle days. Then I met you, and then like I slowly kind of got into a better situation since the housing recession. But like seeing you, and then next to Kevin, it's like holy shit. These are like two halves of my lives. Like just kind of meeting in like one point. It's really
funny
crazy.
Thing is like that's what I felt like. When I introduced you to before that happened. Because like I've been spending a lot of time cooking with Harry all the time, and I've been cooking with you in high school. So it's like me, you're like my worlds are merging. And then like, but then suddenly your worlds are merging. Yeah. And then it's like, whoa, and then all of our worlds
are merging.
So now when we hang out, it's like it like goes so it works.
I was like, no wonder you're so tight with Harry, because it's like I was tight with him first. You know, I know he's cool, so I know he's good for you. You know what I mean? Right. I approve. This is a good friend. You know,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You use yourself as a frame of reference. I gotta blow my nose now, but I'll be right back.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and you guys bonded over your heights, right?
Yeah.
Because like, wasn't one of you taller than the other or something?
Back then, you were.
I think I was taller than you back then, but now you are taller than me. Yeah. But it was close.
Yeah.
It was pretty close. Yeah. I remember.
Who was taller?
I was taller at the time, second grade, and then now you're taller than me. But I remember I had a growth spurt early on. I was like taller than like every kid ever.
Yeah. So do you
all through elementary school, middle school, and then high school? People started to catch up.
They said, "Oh, finally."
Yeah, we can't let you have this forever, you know.
Did you think like after you met Sean again, you're like, because he was probably the one kid that was taller than you? Were you like, it's about damn time?
That was the first thing. First thing I thought. Yeah.
You're like, wow. Yeah. Sean thought he'd be taller than me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, that's awesome.
But no, it's so crazy just to like be back together. It feels good.
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
I was just telling you the other day that it felt like something that was meant to happen. You ever see like a very long story, and it could be in a book series or it could be in like movies, but there's a character that you meet in the first movie or book, and then you don't see them for like the rest of the story.
Yeah.
And then around the end they come back, so it's like, all right, we have all like the key ingredients here for this big story that's about to happen.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what that feels like for me right now.
No, it's too coincidental. It's perfect
because again, it's like because you could have roomed with like a friend that I sort of know. You know what I mean? But you roomed with like my best friend for all of middle school, high school. So it just, you know what I mean?
Elementary school, middle school, high school.
Oh yeah,
like
because like technically you could split elementary school in half. Second grade would be given to Harry, right?
Yeah.
So
we're both best friends from elementary school. Like
but just different years.
Yeah.
I almost feel like you guys know each other for like since elementary school.
Well, I mean, it kind of works, and now I feel like I have more context to Harry because you knew him at elementary school.
I knew him.
So it's almost like, however,
we were always the biggest kids,
right? But I mean, you guys were probably doing some of the same activities because you were hanging out in elementary school. And then Sean came to Garrett Park and showed me how Sean, went about the world.
I have a loose memory of like tables. Do you remember? You know, like those like elementary school tables where like the seats are connected. Mm-hmm. I remember that and playing with it was yarn or some kind of string thing. These are like old.
Harry's like a huge yarn enthusiast in second grade.
These are 20-year-old memories from like early development period. So it's all fuzzy in there. But I remember like it was that time or era. I don't know if kids still do this or just play Nintendo Switch now, but it was that era where like you take a bunch of yarn or like whatever stringy thing, and then you make bracelets.
Like GIMP.
Yeah, like GIMP.
GIMP.
It was that era.
Yeah, it's like plastic yarn.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it. It's plastic
because they use it for simpler stuff.
I have like memories of like trying to make bracelets. I think in second grade.
There's all those beads that you could like iron.
I've seen those.
You know,
but I only saw that in the elementary school, or I'm sorry, our elementary school.
Oh, they didn't have that in the.
No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, it was like you take like those little like AC Moore Michaels beads that you can get from the arts and crafts store, and then you like make like a drawing out of them, like a art out of them, and then you iron it, and they like stick together.
No idea.
It was pretty whacked. First time I saw that, I was like, what is this technology?
Yeah,
because it was like you can make all kinds of shit with just these little like beads.
Yeah,
I was saying like games and art in like your youngest development period. Not that it's the best, but it's just the most pure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like these things were created because it felt right, not because of any society or BS or money or whatever it is. Like back then, things were simple.
Yeah,
you're alive. They gave you beads to make some art shit with. You're just gonna go and make the art shit. There's nothing more to it than that.
Aside with everything else, like we obviously had the DSs because those were super convenient.
DSs were fire. And I got a DS because someone else had a DS. I remember it was one of those things where like when one kid has one, everyone has to have one.
My parents didn't let me get one, so you gave me one.
Wait, I gave
you gave me your old one, remember? And then I
had two?
Yeah, you like
upgraded. I was balling back in the day, man. I had two, you know what I mean?
You upgraded to the actually technically
was it the 3DS?
So what happened is like first Michael upgraded, and then he gave me his old DS. And I had this like old like clunky ass DS that like everybody had the newer versions. I had this like old like retro one, but I kind of liked it because it looked cool. And then you upgraded from like the nice DS, like the nicer DS to like the even nicer DS. And then you gave me the upgraded DS. So I was just upgrading. I
gave you the
I was upgraded through hand-me-downs, is what I'm trying to say. So like you both continued on to like the nicer DSs and would just give me your because my parents didn't let me play like video games until I was like a certain age or something.
Wait, why?
Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some parents like doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's one of those weird like parenting rules, which I don't fully disagree with because now with my younger brother who's 10, I've seen that era where like they start off with video games and iPads and stuff. And I don't hate, but it's different. Yeah, it's definitely different than like the old basic go and play with a ball and throw rocks at each other. I don't know.
It was different because like we had video games like in the basement because my dad's like an IT guy, so we'd play like Left 4 Dead. Like if anybody's played like the zombie survival game together in the basement with like 4 people in the basement all playing.
I was gonna say your dad introduced me to like I feel like the crunker side of life. I don't know if that makes sense because I wouldn't have played or even probably heard about a zombie game if it wasn't for Left 4 Dead in your dad's basement. But also, your dad was the one that introduced me to hip hop with Eminem. I was only listening to classical music up until I met your dad. So that's 3rd grade.
Who's your favorite composer in 3rd grade?
At the time, I wasn't remembering names like that, but it'd probably have to be Bach.
Now you're more of a Mozart guy?
I feel like Mozart's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But just because they're the GOAT doesn't make them your favorite. Does that make sense? Yeah. I feel like it's actually still Bach.
Interesting.
Bach or Beethoven. They have really dramatic songs sometimes. It's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No.
Which one of them was the one that did was it Moonlight Sonata?
That's either Mozart or Beethoven, I can't remember which one though.
I think it's Beethoven.
Yeah. They got bars.
It's one of those 3, but no, like they come with really good pieces. But again, I was only listening to classical music. So I think that even plays into the fact that like I don't listen to words when I hear music.
Yeah.
My early development period, I'm only listening to non-vocal music.
Yeah.
Right? Classical music. And then your dad showed me Eminem without me. I was like, oh my god, it's so raw. They're talking about like eyelids and like weird sex things and like cursing and like
Dude, I love the guy on TikTok who imitates Eminem.
Yeah.
You know how he falls down the stairs and he's like, Oh no, my
elbow,
elbow!
yeah.
Ow, fell again though.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
That
You
guy's
got your
good.
Play-Dohs with your Legos.
Yeah.
The ego, yeah, that guy's funny.
Yeah.
That guy's funny. But yeah, your dad showed me Eminem, and that's the first rapper I ever heard.
Wow.
And like that introduced me to hip hop in general.
That was like Without Me, so everybody.
Yeah, that's the
just
first
follow
hip hop
me.
song I've ever heard in my
Those
life.
ones. What else? What else?
And
were
since
some
then, I
of
was like, hip hop is like everything to me.
what were some of the other popular ones that we were listening to at that time? Like some of the
Probably a little bit of Kanye.
that was like Cinderella.
I feel like at
Man.
that time it was Eminem and it was Kanye.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple others scattered in there, but it was
Yeah.
Eminem and Kanye. Those were the big ones.
Yeah, like Gold Digger was out already.
Gold Digger was out. All Falls Down.
All Falls Down. Yeah.
There's a lot of Kanye bangers. What's the When I Touch the Sky? Some
Oh yeah.
one song. When I touch the, maybe it's called When I Touch the Sky or something.
Or Touch the Sky, I think it might be.
Yeah. That's not a Kanye one that I think I remember from that time. But then before that era, it was like, I don't know, like boy bands. I don't
know. It's kind of because when you're a kid, you don't really think
you're
about
not really thinking about music that deep
in those terms.
Yeah,
Now-
like eras.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to play a lot of like sappy, sad boy girl music, like a song like "You're Beautiful,
Yeah.
It's True."
Yeah.
And then like when the music video, I think he like kills himself or something like that. It's
Oh,
like
really?
really
Oh,
dramatic.
dang.
It's like a really dramatic, sad song
Mm.
about like this guy that like cannot have this woman.
You don't realize that until you check the music videos.
Yep. The music videos ruined it. I wonder what Pumped Up Kicks.
I gotta go.
Pumped Up
The
Kicks is
dryer
about a
sucks, so I gotta
school
put it in the dryer again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll be back.
It's stuck.
No. You know how you have to like dry it twice? 'Cause,
No,
like,
you just dry it once. If it
this
did you
dryer-
overstuff it?
No, yeah, I overstuffed it, which means I have to dry it twice.
Why don't you just use two dryers?
The other one's taken.
Happens to the best of us. Oh, okay, wait. That means we get another Harry and Sean pot. Spread them legs out, boy. Oh, we're gonna have some fun here. Oh, yeah. Hello again. Fortunately for us, my fellow co-host has disappeared, which means that we get to return to the Sean and Harry podcast. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Both to your house, but also on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know we're doing the podcast on this couch, but I know you also sleep here.
Yeah.
So has it been comfy?
It's been good. It's been surprisingly nice. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a good couch. It's comfortable. Where'd you get it from? I went to ask. Is it IKEA or something like that?
Actually, no. I got it
Wow.
from like I think it was Craigslist.
Okay.
So someone already had this couch, and I just took it from them. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
nice.
Lasted me like 4 years now.
It's
so
good, yeah.
It's high quality.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on our hip hop
Mm.
topic. Eminem's "Without Me" is the first hip hop song I've ever like heard, and it blew my mind. Like rap is so cool. And then from there, it was that era when it went from like Eminem and Kanye to the whole Young Money phase with Lil Wayne and Drake and Nicki Minaj, and like that pretty much tailored my whole like what I listened to afterward. But back before Eminem, it was just classical music.
Interesting.
Do you remember what you were listening to back then?
In that time, not really, because I didn't like pay attention to it that much.
That's funny because you're a drummer
Yeah.
now, so now you pay active attention to
Yeah.
music, right?
Back then, yeah, at that point, like honestly, up until like maybe 6th grade, I didn't really care too much about music. Then in 6th grade, I really got into the Black Keys. I liked them a lot.
I see.
I liked the Black Keys and All American Rejects.
All American Rejects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gives You Hell.
Yeah.
Although that song came out after I got into them, but I really liked both of them. And then the first band that I ever really got into, where I was like buying their like merch and stuff,
That's a pretty
was
big deal.
Rage Against the Machine was like the first.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, that was like the first one I really heard and got into, and I really liked.
It's kind of strange. And then since then, we're like, all right, I want to like band shit. Like I want to be a drummer. I want to do this and I want to do that. Like, where did the interest in like just listening to music turn into like I want to do music?
I don't know. I got my first drum set I got into playing drums. I did band in 4th and 5th grade.
That's a key part.
I did a band, and one day our band instructor brought in Rock Band for like
The game.
You know how you would have ensemble sections. So like if you were in the flutes, there would be like one class period a week where all the flute players would go to work with the instructor more closely.
Yeah.
He did that with the percussion, and it was like after one of our performances where we did really good. So he brought in Rock Band for us to play, and I played the Rock Band drums, and it was so much fun.
You fell in love,
and I really liked it. So then we had them at my house, but I just had never played until then because I didn't care. And then I started playing that for like hours every day. The Rock Band drums
every day.
I would play it a lot.
So fun, dude.
I would play it a lot. And this was like 5th grade, yeah. So then I got a drum set that Christmas, I think.
That Christmas,
yeah.
And then you can really do the Rock Band.
And
shit.
then I started playing, yeah.
That's cute.
But I don't know when I started like actually wanting to play with other people. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's also a big difference. Like making it go from like a personal thing to like an outer experience.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I was always a percussionist since middle.
Sorry, I was trying to. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Trying to get the perfect landing.
I don't think you can.
I can.
I doubt it.
All right, hold on.
Wait. Put it in the comments below if you think you'll make it.
And I rate this out of 10 too.
Rate this out of 10. What's up, guys?
Oh, fuck.
What are you guys talking about?
That was actually pretty buttery.
That was cool.
I'll give it a solid 8.5.
Thanks. Oh, what's up? Oh, casual.
Yeah. Put your ratings in the comments below.
Thank you very much.
Put everything in the comments below, please.
Yeah.
We played a lot of Rock Band in college too.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that trend kind of continued from there.
Yeah, Rock Band's a fun game.
It's a super.
We used to play a decent amount at my house back in the day.
A little bit. Not a whole
We lost
lot.
the drums. The drums like broke.
See, that's probably why I didn't play it that much at your place. That's probably the only thing I would play.
Yeah, but we had like Rock Band 3 with the keyboard guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
That one was cool. Yeah, that one was.
I was just talking about how like taking art, music in particular, taking it from a personal experience to like a wider sharing it with other people and collaborating is a really big step.
Yeah.
Because remember, I had that first beat I ever made, which is it's Trail Mix. That was the first beat I ever made. I was like, oh my god, I'm so proud of it. It sounds so nice. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. Go on my SoundCloud, search up King Cudjo. It should be there. But it's the first beat I've ever made. And I was so proud of it because I kept listening to like it got so like I was so interested in like beat making that I would go to YouTube and just search up like people making beats. I was listening to them make beats, and then from there I was like, all right, I want to make my own and then see how this goes. But I got so interested in beat making off of that first beat that I made because I fell in love with it so much. I was like, okay, wow. And I didn't do anything with it for like a long time.
Yeah.
I think like a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. And then eventually I brought it to you. I was like, hey, Kevin, do you want to see this? Do you want to see this music that I made? You know, like you know when you're nervous about your art, like, oh, like, do you want to see this? I showed it to you and you were like, yo, this is fire. And then from there, it went to boom, let's do the beginnings and the little album. And that was from there, you know, you just keep making.
That was the first romance type beat. It was like Trail Mix.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, which led to Dust Discussions.
Like, it wasn't even the first song that we recorded either because that's the first beat that I made, but we still didn't even record on that because Trail Mix was later in the beginnings and
it's the same thing kind of as Diaries of Theater Boy because it's like the beat for Diaries is like one that you've had in the vault for a minute that we've tried cooking up in different ways.
Yeah.
And Diaries just like that chorus, we felt it.
Yeah, we finally put it together. It took a while to try to find like the right sound for it. Yeah. And then I think just in the last couple of weeks, I think we cooked it up really quickly, like a month. It just came together.
Yeah.
It just came together. It sounds creme de la creme.
It was nice, man. It was a good time. It was fun to make and record and do the music video and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And now doing other dance videos and stuff like that. And
we got more videos coming at some point. Yeah. For some people, this guy over here, it's like every day. I think every day.
I love dancing. Video, right? I can't stop dancing. improving in the stew, like when we're coming up with choruses or verses,
freestyles and scats,
right? Which is I kind of see it like you guys are very quick at making beats because you are like these guys can cook up beats faster than anybody I know. Like you guys are improving on the beat. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that is right.
And then like days like tomorrow, where we're gonna have a bunch of people over and
we gotta be quick.
have some creative mindsets. It's gonna be super fun. Just when somebody comes up with a chorus and we're like, oh yeah, let's use this chorus and see which verses we can come up with. Sometimes freestyling, sometimes maybe off your notes, but like either way, coming up with like great stuff. So
yeah,
it's gonna be epic. I'm
super excited for tomorrow. It should be fun for all of us involved.
It'll be good. It'll be good. I feel like there's something that I meant to bring up that we haven't covered yet, but I can't think of what.
Did we talked about music? Talked about Harry. I haven't seen any movies in a minute. I'm kind of upset about that, but I'll be back on that bag soon. I just have to focus on making music for like tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have been cooking up a lot of that, a lot of R&B,
a
little bit of trap. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
How is like your music stuff going? Like, because I know you got the band set up and stuff at home. How's that going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
And you just performed, right?
Yeah.
What's going on? Do you make your own music for the band, or do you take songs and you perform them? Or?
I'm in 2.
Oh, you're in 2 bands.
Yeah.
This guy overdoes himself.
One of them is one I joined maybe like getting close to half a year ago at this point. I joined. It's a long story, but I'll make it a long story short. We won't do a long story.
Long story long.
We'll do a long story short this time. Yeah. Pretty much, I started my band. I found these 2 guys originally. Both of them had to leave. I brought in this other guy I knew to replace one of them on bass. James, who I met through the UM Club in school. And then he was in a band with a bunch of his friends. And they're in that band. The guy who sang played the drums and sang, but he wanted to ideally just focus on singing and bring in someone else to play drums so he could just sing. Right. That way, it's going to improve both. Right. It's going to improve the drum playing and the singing because it's hard. It's hard to do both.
It's a lot of fun.
It's hard. Yeah. So then he was like, by the way, I'm in this band. The singer, he plays the drums as well. He's been wanting to just focus on singing for some time now. Would you be interested in like coming by, like trying out with us, seeing if you're interested and if we are? And I was like, yeah, sure. So then I went, played with him a few times, joined that band. And yeah, we've played, I think 3 shows now, 2 Halloween shows. And then 1 we played at a brewery, which was a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome. Were they vibing? Was the audience vibing?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing the show. Yeah, the first show too, like the first ever legit show I've played, where we actually just got like paid normally for.
Got paid normally.
We got actually paid. That was the first show I've ever played because I played like house shows and stuff.
Yeah,
where it's like people come and they don't have to give money at the door, but they're like strong-armed into it, as you learn. They're strong-armed into giving like money, and then like they split the like $50 that they get at the door between like the 5 different bands there. So you end up with like $3 on the night. But this was like the first show I ever played where it was like actual money, and like it was like a predetermined amount that we would get, and not like based on how many people showed up. So
I like how like that's epic, but like it's so sad that artists have to strive so hard for that. Like that's like the grind. But like,
no, dude, that's a weird thing about art. Yeah. Like with these other industries and businesses, they can go in with already a set amount that they're going to have because it's all like set. But with art, it depends on the beholder, like who values it and who doesn't. So you have to work so hard doing so much BS for free until you get paid.
That's what I'm saying.
But then you get paid, and it's only up from there. Your value literally goes up the more you get paid.
Yeah. Congrats, though. So you guys perform around Baltimore, right?
This show was on Kent Island, which...
Where is that again?
Kent Island. This is Maryland core right here.
This is a deep Maryland core for the Marylanders and the LA people.
So there's the Bay Bridge, which most people in Maryland only know because you go over to get to Ocean City.
Yeah, the
During the
beaches in
summer.
Delaware. and
It's
stuff.
right once you get off the Bay Bridge. It like ends on this island, and that island is called Kent Island.
Oh, we were on the other
Yeah.
side for the video that we made for our song.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, we played some shows there. Yeah. And there's a really big guitar manufacturer called PRS, which stands for Paul Reed Smith. And they have a factory on Kent Island. And it's a big company. Like John Mayer's guitar that he plays, they make his guitar. He has like a model with them. Yeah, so it's like a big company. They have their factory there. But yeah, we played that show there. Yeah.
That's sick, dude. At the brewery and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was cool.
is that?
Yeah,
Are you guys?
nice.
Do you guys have like good relations with them now? Maybe we'll perform there. Again.
We are playing there again in April. Yeah.
Oh, dude, advertise.
Oh yeah. What day?
Whoa,
we know.
you got a
Or
date?
I can't remember.
expect them
April.
April at the brewery.
Yeah, the brewery.
What's your? Is
Check
there like a
out
way
this-
that people can look it up or something, or like know when you're going to perform there?
It's called the brewery is called Cult Classic.
Cult
It's on
Classic.
Kent Island. Yeah.
Cult Classic
It'll
on
be
Kent
up there
Island.
at some point on their website and their like future events or future shows
Mm.
thing. Yeah, we confirmed the date, but I just don't think they've put it on their website yet.
Okay,
'Cause it's
we're-
still like a few months out from it.
So if they go on the website, do you guys have a band name yet? Or
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
This is the one I joined. This one is called Astronaut Class. Is the name of the band.
Astronaut Class.
Yeah.
Astronaut Class. So
Yeah.
if they Google that,
That's
and
classy.
Yeah, there's a website
Yeah.
that we have, but
was
it's
sick.
not. It's the guy James, who I know, who joined my band as well, not this one.
Mhm.
He made the website. He's just started it though, so it's nowhere near done yet.
Hey, check it out. It's up though,
There's a
right?
website.
It's
yeah.
up.
Check
It's
it
sick.
out, man. Astronaut Class
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
performing at what's it called?
What's the
Cult
Classic?
Cult Classic.
Yeah. In April.
In April.
At some
Go
point,
check
yeah.
it out.
So yeah, if
Please.
anyone
Show them
is
some
gonna
love.
be
Are you
there.
getting prepaid this time again? or-
You
Once
don't
a
get
month?
paid beforehand. They just like write
Not
you a
prepaid,
check after.
But is it a set amount? That's
Yeah.
already determined.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
good. You see what I
dope.
mean? This guy's getting paid out here.
Yeah.
That's what you are. That's what all artists want.
Exactly. Go
Wanna get
support
paid.
your local artists.
Please,
You know what I'm
local,
saying? Yeah.
not local. All your artists, any artist you know wants
Yeah.
to be paid. So please go
Yeah.
pay them.
Yeah.
Kent Island is out of the way though. That's the only thing.
But you never know. We could
Yeah.
have some people who live right next to
And
Kent
it might
Island.
be worth
You know
it,
what I'm saying?
man. It might be worth it.
It was
Yeah.
a fun show last time. I really enjoyed it.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. See,
Yeah.
it's a fun show.
You
Please
always
come
Yeah,
through.
you're always drumming out there too. I mean,
Yeah.
you were doing like a quad mania at UMBC
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
like the big
Quad
show
Mania?
on the turf or on
Yeah.
the grass and stuff.
Is it like a quad competition or something?
It's a quad. The quad at UMBC.
Oh.
They wouldn't do it on the quad because I think the quad was under construction the whole
Yeah,
time.
the
we were there.
quad mania wasn't on
Yeah.
the quad.
So
but
they would do it on this field. It was Erickson Field, right?
it was the big field.
Erickson.
Yeah, it was like the big UMBC event.
Yeah, they had a
type
big field, and they would put a stage on it. Yeah, and they just have different bands and stuff perform on it.
thing. Yeah, and you just drummed for like all that stuff, right? Basically.
No, for the UM Beats when we played.
Yeah,
I played the
yeah,
drums
that was
for it.
cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice,
Yeah.
man.
That's another great thing that colleges do. Joining clubs and stuff like that
Mhm.
really do give you the opportunity to like just perform
Exactly.
and do your art and stuff like that.
If you're an artist and you'd like to find a little community, not that you have to go to college, there's no art form that will tell you that, but it might be a useful resource.
if you're in the area with a college, there might be people that play instruments like you
Yeah,
know,
go check them out.
like
Go-
they're like Harry's still around Baltimore area. There's still kids at
Mm-hmm.
UMBC that play music. It's just like a way to meet people,
Mhm.
like flyers on campus.
It's one of the best
stuff
ways
like
to
that.
find a little community. So, if you're lacking in certain art or you're looking for a particular performance, actually, I might go find like people that are really good at their instruments just at USC.
Exactly. Yeah, Harry put up a bunch of flyers around UMBC.
That's how I got. Well, all the people who were in my band, then they left. That's how I found them. Yeah, just flyers on campus.
Wow.
And then the guy who's the singer in it now found him the same way through a
Mm.
flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Put the word out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$500,000 for this clown. I'm sorry. I busted into my Dark Knight like dialogue, but
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't
Gotta
ever
do
apologize for that. That's remembering your lines.
oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's your homework.
$1 million alive, so I can
Um,
finish him first. That's the part of the line I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
It's been a minute.
Anyway, we've been going.
Yeah,
for
we
a
should
minute,
probably
haven't
wrap
we?
this. I don't want another 2-hour epic. You know what I mean? We didn't actually fight in this
Oh,
one.
138. That's pretty good. Is there anything that you guys wanted to bring up that we haven't? I feel like we covered most. Did we
I think we
cover
covered-
our full Los Angeles journey? Like
More or less.
more or less. We hit the right. We hit the beaches. We hit the
Wisdom Tree.
We hit the. We're gonna go to the
Tacos.
comedy club
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, for
Hollywood,
anyone
yeah.
that's going to visit LA at some point, I recommend all these places that we just listed.
You got In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
Your review?
It was good. I mean, the fries were like mid, honestly. The burger though was good, and the price is good too.
The price is the best part.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think the price and the location is like the only part. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah, it makes the food better. The price makes the food better.
Price makes
It
the
does,
food
yeah.
way better. And honestly, when you compare it to like places like McDonald's, which I think now McDonald's is even more expensive than In-N-Out.
Dude, they like slowly
sure.
kept raising their price.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's more worth it just to go to In-N-Out. You know, if you gotta do like a fast food night, you know, that's the spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
the spot.
You
You know what we need? We should have Dick's from Seattle.
Yeah,
Pause,
Dick's
but
Burgers, dude, in Seattle, they're good.
Dick's
I know.
from Seattle.
Yeah,
is
I
so
went to
good.
Salt Lake City
Yeah,
for a few days one summer before I came back, and they had a local cheeseburger restaurant out there too. It was so good. It was so good.
dude, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like, you
it
gotta
was
find the
really good.
spots in the cities.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta find
yeah.
the spots.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
find the spots. So
Yeah.
we'll check some more out. There's a couple more places that we haven't even checked out here.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I feel like we have.
There's
to.
still a few on the list. for
There's
sure.
that robot pizza place.
Yeah, we walked past that.
Yeah,
the
I
other
was
day,
talking
yeah.
about that.
We should actually try it and see
We
if it's
should,
good.
and it's like decent price, which is
How
why
long is it open for?
the food truck's
Late
been there
nights.
for a while now.
Midnight?
Late nights. Because I remember I think we were walking around at like 11 and they were still like,
Yeah.
working on pizzas.
They have like this like factory, like so they make the pizza. They have the food.
It's
like,
a truck with a machine, right?
That
And it's
makes-
like a robot machine thing, and it like systematically just builds pizzas.
But here's my
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, I don't care that a robot is making my pizza. Like, I would much rather have at an Italian restaurant a dude like spinning the dough on his finger than like you know
Look
what
at
I'm
this
saying?
Italian right here, man.
Well,
I want the.
I'm just saying, like, imagine,
You know what I mean?
No, but imagine how sick that would be if you could watch the behind the scenes of like at like a good pizza.
I think the
restaurant.
value of that would actually be higher than a robot.
That's what I'm saying.
But the commodity of like, all right, it's a literal quick pizza. Like this robot
know.
did it as quick as it possibly can.
Yeah.
Also, it was cheap too. It was $8 per pizza. That's pretty
I
good.
bet it would taste good. It's just like when I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
that, I'm like,
Yeah.
is this something? To
I'm not
flex?
sure
It's like
because
a
the
mechanical
robot
machine making
can't
my
make it.
food?
It can't make it with love.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like
how good is
SpongeBob
it?
says or something, right? Something about making it with love or something.
Yeah, the secret ingredient is love.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't know. I'll try it and see if it's good.
Yeah, same. We'll try it one time. Maybe we could get one night this week.
Yeah, we could go tonight because we got this comedy show. We could go after.
Yeah,
Because
True.
it ends at 10. Then we gotta get back after.
I wouldn't
so-
mind.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind.
that would be hype.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
we'll let you know how the pizza was next episode.
we'll let y'all know.
Yeah.
But on that note,
Thank you for joining us. Hayden.
yeah, thanks for
thank
joining
you.
us. It's been a great
Yes,
freaking
sir.
guest star.
Yes,
Especially when Kevin would abandon me. You were here for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
that's what I'm
appreciate
saying.
it.
You guys had some solo episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had 2.
We had
Yeah,
a
we
solo
had
episode
two.
for a minute at the beginning when Sean went to test the sound.
Oh yeah, very brief.
A brief
Yeah.
solo episode.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
me and Harry have had more. We were just catching up on old times. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You guys,
Old
you know, it's all right.
times.
I'm like, you know, I come in and like see how y'all are doing every once in a while, but you guys go
No,
back.
we
since,
have
like,
love for
second
you
grade,
too.
so
We
it's
have
like-
love for you.
Yeah,
like,
I
you're
get
cool.
it. You know, it's
You're
cool.
cool.
It's like,
You know what I mean? But just we go way back. You know?
Exactly.
We're talking about like playgrounds.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. Like, I
fine.
literally, I'm talking about slides. You feel me?
Yeah, like the Garrett Park slides just like didn't hit the same. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No
Them
way.
Northfield slides, they were built. There was a metal slide, wasn't there?
Dude,
Oh, I can't even remember.
Yeah,
they were
Probably-
legendary.
Probably
around,
at one
you know.
point, I'm sure. Yeah.
Everybody heard about the Northfield slides. Like,
Everybody knows
everybody,
about it.
everybody
It's
east of the
legendary,
Mississippi knows about it.
East of the Anyway, it's been your boy King Kajo. I hope you had a fun time with us.
Yeah, and cough drippy.
And our man himself, Sweatshirt Fletcher,
Yes,
Harry
sir.
Fletcher in the building,
Yes, sir.
and 2 Chainz.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.
This cushion is really like I was sinking down here the whole
Oh
time.
yeah, no, it's a lot of the middle one especially. Just like, whoosh.
Yeah.
So when you sit there, you just got to be comfortable and just let it happen. You know.